Egyptian ex-president Hosni Mubarak, who's standing trial for ordering a brutal crackdown on protesters during last year's revolt, has declined the final chance to address the court. The judge has set a date for the verdict for June, with the ex-president facing the death penalty if he is found guilty. Well, for more on the situation in Egypt, I'm now joined by Dr. Walid Phares. He's an anti-terrorism advisor to the US government. Dr. Phares, Mubarak stepped down, but protesters are still dying. There's been thousands of reported arrests. What is the state of justice now there in Egypt?
It is unfortunate that after a year and 1 month from the beginning of the Egyptian Arab Spring, that the current situation is one of suppression of demonstrators, of civil society, of minorities, and one also of suppression of international NGOs. So that is not something that one can consider as a positive outcome. Certainly this is an interim, but the signs are not that positive.
Now, there has been talk about powerful Islamist lobbyists within the Obama administration. It sounds pretty far-fetched. Who exactly are they talking about here? What effect are they having on the policy at the moment we're seeing in Egypt?
Oh, this is not something new. The advocacy groups that are influenced by or linked to or working with or sympathetic to the Muslim Brotherhood or the Salafists is an old story. It was also under the last 2 years of the Bush administration, and now, of course, the last 3 to 4 years of the Obama administration. What is happening is that there are NGOs, non-government organizations, known as lobbies or pressure groups, which are trying to influence the administration so that they would be in line with the interests of the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt and the Islamists in Libya and in Tunisia, and against the secular and liberal forces in the region.
So, here we have a majority in the Egyptian parliament for the Islamists, a likely success for the candidate they're supporting in the upcoming presidential vote. Now we're seeing support from behind the scenes, as it were, from Washington. Can the people that fought for a secular and liberal Egypt during the revolution now actually forget about their dreams? Was it all a waste of time?
No. The first business days, if I may say, or first few days and weeks of the revolt last year, we clearly saw that these were youth, secular, laptop people, Facebook people, women, minorities, middle class, labor and all that, not the traditional political parties, including the Muslim Brotherhood or Wafd or the others. But once Tahrir Square was consolidated, then the regular political forces came in, including the Muslim Brotherhood. The difference was that the Muslim Brotherhood have support from the Gulf, petrodollars, they have satellite support. They are well organized. The youth in Egypt, the liberal youth, did not have neither the time nor the real support. So, of course, when election will come, those most organized and better funded will take over. So today's political landscape of Egypt does not really represent what has happened in the first few weeks of the Egyptian Arab Spring.
And talking about that election, why isn't the Muslim Brotherhood putting forward its own presidential candidate, while they're actually saying they want a head of state with an Islamic background, but they're not putting forward their own person?
Oh, that one is very easy, because they know that if they put a Muslim Brotherhood candidate, they're going to create a coalition against them. They may also signal to the West that they're going to be tough in terms of implementing the agenda. So what they're saying and not saying is that they're going to be in control of the cabinet, of the government, including very sensitive ministries such as Ministry of Education, of Information, of Social Affairs. They're going to be in control of tens of thousands of schools in Egypt, but the president could be an ally. He's not going to be an anti-Muslim Brotherhood, but he's not going to be somebody who has a membership of the Muslim Brotherhood or the political parties that they represent.
Really interesting to hear your perspective. Thank you very much indeed. Dr. Walid Phares joining us live there.